Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be the first ever episode of a new series I'm starting called Storytime Sundays, where basically I'm just going to tell you guys some crazy stories about my life, which I'm super excited to start. I posted a couple feelers. You guys said you would be into it, so this is our first episode. Welcome to it. I'm hoping to do this every other Sunday, I want to say, and then the regularly scheduled 6 p.m. Thursday night posts will continue as usual. Special announcements. I just hit 1,000 subscribers. That is insane. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. I've only been doing this for like a month and a half and the feedback's really been awesome, and I'm really glad you guys are enjoying the content and getting something from it. So thank you guys very much. Cheers to 1K. Here's to maybe hopefully 100K one day. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Without further ado, let's get into the video. As you guys can probably tell by the title, we're going to talk about how my house got robbed on Christmas Eve. And I was home. Everybody was home. My dog was home. The whole family was home. Nobody knew that we got robbed until the morning after. So let's set the scene. 'Twas the night before COVID. This took place in December of 2019, the Christmas right before COVID happened. And this was like any other Christmas that had ever taken place in my family. We had our standard routines and traditions that every family does. We were doing Christmas dinner a couple days before Christmas. That's when all of us could get together. So that's when we decided to do it. So it was me, my sister's stupid boyfriend who she's no longer dating. Fuck that guy. I think his name was Michael. Michael, if you're watching this, you suck. My mom, my dad, and my best friend Tommy, I invited over for Christmas dinner, I believe on the 23rd. Christmas dinner was always something I looked forward to a lot because I'm kind of a big back, and I'm also not much of a turkey guy, and my dad catered to that. He would either make me ribs or burgers. If I was eating turkey, it was usually the dark meat, but you know, it's always a feast. Everybody always loves Christmas dinner. It's always a good time. Just a lot of food and drinks and company, and it's just a good time spending time with your family. Now, I want you to pay very close attention to what I just said about how I'm not a turkey guy and my dad usually cooks me ribs, because this is going to play a very key part in why my house got robbed. So just note that for now. So dinner time is rolling around. My sister and her stupid boyfriend show up. My homie Tommy shows up. My mom's, obviously preparing all the food, yams, hams, beans, potatoes.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbit, you name it!
All of the fixings. My dad's cooking the turkey. He's cutting the turkey, and he's also cooking my ribs. This particular occasion, he decided to cook the ribs on the barbecue. Sometimes he puts them in a slow cooker, which is unbelievably good. But yeah, he decided to barbecue them this time. And our barbecue is located right outside the back door into our backyard, and through that back door is our dining room. So he was going through this back door, walking in and out of the dining room to get to the backyard, which is where our barbecue was at. And this door in particular, we never really used too much. It just kind of exists in our house. In the summertime, we just use it for our portable AC unit, and it never really opens or closes. It pretty much always stays locked, but on this particular occasion, that was the door that my dad was using to get to the barbecue, because it was the closest and it was really cold outside. So fast forward, my dad finishes cooking everything. We're all sitting at the table. The ribs are schmacking good, like a lip schmacking good.
When you taste, you like...
I absolutely devoured them along with a plate of veggies and potatoes and anything you could think of. It was amazing. It was one of the best Christmas dinners I had ever had. Lots of good company. And it was just a good time. I had my homie over. He really enjoyed it. And yeah, I mean, it's Christmas dinner. There's really not much to complain about, man. Or so I thought. That one's going to be subject to change, as you will soon find out. But for the rest of the evening, we just had a few drinks, watched a couple Christmas movies. Comment what your guys' favorite Christmas movie is down in the comment section below. My personal favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch, which is extremely ironic, and you will soon come to find out why. So that was it. That was our Christmas dinner. It was a hoot and a holler. Everybody had a good time. We wrapped up around midnight. I think everybody went to bed. Now, in particular, Christmas Eve fell on a Saturday in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, and I was an apprentice mechanic at a Toyota dealership who got the bid shift. For whatever reason, we're open for a half day on Christmas Eve. Riddle me that. I don't know why. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. But I was working on Christmas Eve. So my ass had to get up at 7 in the morning, drive a couple towns over to go work, do 2 oil changes, and then go home. And that's exactly what I did. Couple hours into my shift, I get a phone call from my sister, expecting it to be about some Christmas plans when everybody's coming over for Christmas Day, yada, 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 whatever. I pick up the phone and she says, "Hey, Willy, did you move any of the Christmas presents from under the tree last night?" And I said, no. Why the hell would I do that? Neither did my mom, neither did my dad, neither did anybody in our family which ruled out the possibility of anybody moving anything for any particular reason. And she responded with, well, we've been robbed. There are no Christmas presents left under the tree. Somebody literally came in to our house. I shit you not. I wish I was making this up. They took every single present under the tree and nothing else. There were TVs, there were laptops kicking around, there was a whole bunch of other crap kicking around in my living room. They took every single present under the tree and nothing else and fucking left. You thought my favorite movie was The Grinch? Well, it's not anymore because that shit happened to me in real life. I can't make this up. If you remember at the very start of this video, I mentioned that we were all home, including my dog Skip. Skip, if you're watching this guy was honk shoeing while we were getting robbed, which is absolutely crazy to me. I take this guy to the dog park and he gets in scraps with other dogs. If anybody comes within a 10-meter radius of our household, he goes absolutely berserk. But the one time I need him to defend the fort, he's fast asleep, which is crazy to me. Skip, fix the fuck up. I still can't believe you to this day. But yeah, we were all home and you might be wondering yourself, how the hell did you not know that there was anybody in your house? Remember the ribs. Remember the back door that we never used. My dad, unfortunately, very unfortunately, forgot to lock it. They didn't have to do any forced entry. They didn't have to do any pickpocketing. All they did was walk into my backyard, try my door, realized it was open, took 10 steps inside of my house where all of the presents were, snatched everything. Every single present under the tree, bro. This is some real Grinch shit. I can't make this up. I still can't believe it to this day. And they left. Damn, man. I definitely don't think it was a premeditated thing, to be honest with you. I live in an area, it's not the ghetto by any means, but there's definitely, some hobos around and a bit of a rougher crowd from time to time. It was probably just a couple crackheads that were trying door handles all night at the absolute peak time of home robberies. I mean, I don't think there's a higher time for home robberies than Christmas time. And they got lucky and they found a door that was unlocked and they snatched everything. They definitely weren't the brightest though, and we'll get into that in a bit because this is not where the chaos ended. So we realized our house got robbed. We were all in shock. Everybody was kind of spooked. I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of weird thinking there were a bunch of random strangers in your house while you were all home and they took your shit. They're in your personal space. You have no idea who they are. You're never going to catch them if we're being realistic. And it was a weird feeling. So we called the cops. Obviously, there was fucking nothing they could do about it. They just kind of showed up and went, yeah, you got robbed, like, you left the door open, what do you want us to do? We didn't have any description. I think we called around to a few pawn shops and asked if there were any of our presents there, which there weren't. Now, this particular Christmas, we were all kind of low on funds, and we just decided that we were going to get one present for everybody each. And a lot of it was, like, sentimental stuff. Like, me and my sister got my parents, like, a framed picture of us from, like, a photo shoot that we did a couple years ago. Stuff like that. Nothing of value. Imagine being the robber that rinsed my house, and you go to unwrap a gift, and it's just me and my sister posted up in some button-up shirts, and that's all you walked away with. That would suck. If I was the robber, I'd be pretty disappointed. So at least I got him on that. But as I would soon come to find out, that would fuel them attempting to come back and get something of value. Potentially all the stuff they missed because they didn't want to wake us up in the middle of the night. The next night, obviously, we locked our door. We wake up. It's Christmas Day. And we noticed something that we did not notice the night before, the first time we got robbed. There was 2 gigantic handprints on the window of my living room. And I mean like full palm, impossible to miss. And we were like, what the heck's going on here? Now, these 2 windows sit right above my barbecue, the barbecue that my dad was using to cook my ribs because I'm a picky little baby. So we go outside to investigate what's going on. It's Christmas morning. We're in our freaking PJs. We're getting tired of this stuff. So we go outside, and the barbecue that sits underneath this window, this is like a 400-pound cast iron Broil King. My dad's baby, my mom absolutely killed him when he bought this barbecue. It's extremely expensive. Is knocked over, like completely knocked over. The people had come back and attempted to get in again. They tried to climb on top of my barbecue and get in through the window, which absolutely blows my mind. First off, my dad was devastated because his barbecue got dented. Second off, how stupid could you possibly be? I mean, you tried once, you got away with it. You want to come back, you can't get in through the same door that you came in through, so you decided to get in by climbing on top of my barbecue and getting in through a window that would be unlocked. For what reason? I don't know. Whatever the reason was, it was very evident to me that you guys were not the smartest cookies, not the smartest tools in the tool shed. So we called the cops again. They came again. They didn't even take a swab of the handprint. I mean, I don't really know what you would do at this point. I guess not much according to them, but there was nothing they could do. That's what they said. So we just made sure to lock our doors and our windows and tried to get on with Christmas. We made our Cinnabons. It's our yearly tradition. Watched a couple more movies and just tried to enjoy the company that we had, because that is what Christmas is all about at the end of the day. And it was unfortunate we got robbed, and it was unfortunate, that a couple sentimental gifts got stolen. But I think, the biggest takeaway obviously is that everybody was safe, nobody got hurt. And yeah, that's the story about how my house got robbed on Christmas. And if you really genuinely think about it, it's all because I'm a picky eater and I didn't want to eat the turkey. My dad had to fire up the barbecue because I wanted ribs. And because he had to barbecue, he had to use that door that we never used, which led him to leave it unlocked, which led us to our house getting robbed. All because I didn't want to eat turkey. During the moment, obviously, everybody was kind of shooken up, and it sucks. I mean, I would tell people, and they would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's so sad. Like, if there's anything we can do to help, just let us know. And it's like, I understand that in the moment, obviously, but looking back on it after 4 or 5 years, that shit was hilarious. I mean, I don't think there's one part of that story that I tell that doesn't, make me giggle a little bit. After all, it is pretty funny. It literally was like the movie The Grinch. I got Christmas stolen from me, and although it sucked in the moment, it's kind of funny to look back on. So at least that's the takeaway I can get from it. I'm not bummed on it. It is what it is, and now it's a funny story I have, and I get to share with you guys. So with that being said, that is the end of today's video and the end of the first ever Storytime Sundays. If you guys enjoyed this one, I have a lot more funny stories to tell. A lot of them, not gonna lie, kind of teeter on maybe not being able to be monetized. So I actually just applied for monetization, so I'll probably save some of them for after I'm approved. We'll see how that goes, but nonetheless, lots more stories in the bank, a lot of laughs I can hopefully provide to you guys. If you liked this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.